Intermediate.
Module 1. People of the world.
Do you like the taste of a big and busy city? Or are you the kind that prefers it quiet and peaceful? Let's take a look at a couple of places so you can decide for yourself.
This is Sheffield. It's a big city in the north of England. About 800,000 people live and work in Sheffield. There are wide, busy roads and trams to take people around the city. Sheffield is a lively place with lots of department stores, museums, theatres, big open parks, and a cathedral in the centre. So there's lots to do all year round in Sheffield.
And I'm in Southwold, a small town on the east coast of England. Most of the year, about 3,000 people live here, but in the summer months, when the holiday visitors arrive, the population can double to around 6,000. The streets are narrow and the shops are small. Lots of people in Southwold live in houses, but there are also some small picturesque cottages. And I can tell you, it's not as noisy as a big city. For entertainment, there are a few restaurants and cafes to visit. And there's even a long pebbly beach where you can go for a walk in summer or in winter. So what's the place you'd like best?
All in a day's work. This is Helen.
Hello, my name's Helen. I'm a hotel receptionist.
A hotel receptionist is someone who deals with guests in a hotel. Hotel receptionists need to be pleasant and polite because they have to make people feel welcome. What does Justin do?
Hi, I'm Justin and I'm a florist.
A florist is someone who sells flowers. Florists need to be imaginative because they have to make beautiful flower arrangements. This is Steve.
Hello, my name's Steve and I'm a cameraman.
A cameraman is someone who films people and places. Cameramen need to be creative because their work gives a film its character. What does Tony do?
Hi, I'm Tony and I'm a fitness instructor.
A fitness instructor is someone who helps people work out at the gym. Fitness instructors need to know a lot about the human body because they have to tell people how to exercise. Let's have another look. Can you complete the sentences? Here we go. This is Helen. Helen is a hotel receptionist. She needs to be pleasant and polite because she has to make people feel welcome. This is Justin. Justin is a florist. He needs to be imaginative because he has to make beautiful flower arrangements. This is Steve. Steve is a cameraman. He needs to be creative because his work gives a film its character. And this is Tony. Tony is a fitness instructor. He needs to know a lot about the human body because he has to tell people how to exercise.
Now then, how do you get a job? You can read the appointments section of newspapers like this, or you could go to your local job centre. But some people go to an employment agency. Employment agencies will do all the searching for you. This is how it works.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Take a seat.
Thank you. I'd like to register with your employment agency, please.
Certainly. And what's your name, please?
Robert Elliott.
Okay, Robert. And what kind of work can you do?
Well, I'm a computer programmer, but I've also had a lot of experience in administration.
Okay, that's fine. And what hours are you willing to work?
Well, I prefer to start in the mornings and go through to early evenings, but obviously if it was necessary I could start in the afternoons and go through to later in the day.
Okay, then that's fine.
And do you charge a registration fee?
No, we don't. Registration is completely free.
Right, that's fine.
Okay, let's have a look at the database and see what we can find you.
Well, it looks as if Robert's search was successful because he's got an interview with a very big company.
Hi, you must be Robert.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris Chandler, Head of IT Department. Okay, so what experience then do you have in computer programming?
Well, over the past 3 years I've had a lot of experience of many different programming languages.
Okay, so what's the attraction then for working for our company?
Well, I've seen some of the computer games you've come up with, and therefore I think you're a very youthful, ambitious company with very good prospects.
Okay, excellent. So, I need somebody to work right away. Do you think you can do that?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, we'll have your salary on $1,400 a month to start with. Does that sound good?
That sounds fine.
Okay, and what we'll have you doing is you'll be working in the game section
Right.
of our department, working on the new projects. So why don't you come in Monday,
Yes.
say 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I'll introduce you to our colleagues, okay?
That sounds fine.
Thanks,
Thank
Robert.
you.
Welcome aboard.
Good news for Robert. He got the job. But just what does it take to be good at what you do?
It's a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
What's your job?
I'm a parking inspector.
So what's a typical day at work for you?
Well, I patrol the council's car parks. I make sure that everybody has bought a ticket and paid the right price for parking. I check the machines are working, and if they're not working, I fix them as best as I can. And apart from that, I help people who come into the car parks with whatever they want to know. I give them directions.
What's your job?
I'm an environmental scientist.
So what's a typical day at work for you?
A typical day, I spend quite a lot of time checking local pollution levels and devising strategies for local pollution control.
So what does it take to be a good environmental scientist?
It really takes a thorough understanding of the environment.
What's your job?
Jobs and skills, all in a day's work. Here's Auntie Janet. Auntie Janet's fascinating facts.
Some people work harder than most. Take Benjamin Franklin, for example. He was renowned during his lifetime for being a soldier, a scientist, and a famous politician. He started working for his father at the age of 10. He used to spend his days making candles and soap. Or how about Picasso, the famous artist? He produced 13,500 paintings in his lifetime, and he also made 300 works of sculpture. Wow.
Module 2. The Blue Planet.
How much do you know about some of the problems threatening our planet? Do you know that the ozone layer is being destroyed by smoke and gases from our cars and factories? This causes radiation from the sun to become more and more dangerous. Do you know that seas and oceans are being polluted as a result of oil spills, and that overfishing means fish stocks are being reduced? Do you know that all over the world rivers are being polluted by factory waste, so that in some places fresh drinking water is already becoming a luxury? Some scientists say that global warming is causing the ice on the Earth's poles to melt, making ocean waters rise and threatening lots of coastal areas with flooding. Governments are trying to find ways to deal with the problems, but in the meantime, what can you and I do to help our planet? Number 1. Use your private car less. Exhaust fumes cause pollution, and people can develop breathing difficulties from the polluted air. If you can, cycle, walk, or take the bus to work. Number 2. Never throw rubbish in rivers or lakes. Fish die and drinking water is contaminated. Always put your rubbish in bins. Third, limit your use of aerosol sprays. When you buy a deodorant or air freshener, look for the no CFC sign on the spray can. CFCs are chemicals which rise into the atmosphere and destroy the Earth's ozone layer. It's this ozone layer which protects the Earth from ultraviolet radiation. And finally, when you're throwing away paper, glass or plastic, go to a recycling centre. Reusing materials instead of producing new ones means a lot to the environment. Factories don't have to work as hard, so they emit less smoke and gases. And we don't need to cut down more and more trees in order to produce paper.
Quiz time. Let's see how many things you remember. Here we go. What causes ocean levels to rise? Is it A, oil spills and overfishing, or B, global warming? The correct answer is B. Global warming melts the ice on the poles, raising water levels in the oceans. Why is the ozone layer important? A, because it reduces pollution, or B, because it protects the Earth from the sun's radiation? The correct answer is B. The ozone layer acts as a filter, protecting us from ultraviolet radiation. Why should we only use sprays which do not contain CFCs? A, because they're more friendly to the ozone layer, or B, because they can be recycled? The correct answer is A. CFCs harm the ozone layer, so we should only use sprays which do not contain them.
So, are you doing anything to help the environment? Let's find out.
It's a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
Are you doing anything to help the environment?
We save all the newspaper and the plastic bottles, all the glass.
Is there anything else you think you should be doing?
Probably, but living out in the country we depend on having 2 cars, so we can't really walk anywhere. Other than that, not really. Are you eating it then?
Are you doing anything to help the environment?
No, not at the moment.
Do you feel you should be, or?
Yes, I do, yeah. Just need to be educated a little bit more on it.
Are you doing anything to help the environment?
Yes.
What sort of thing are you doing?
Well, I recycle as much household waste as I can.
Is there anything else you think you could be doing?
Probably more insulation in the house and the likes of that, but I don't know, we all say we can do more and we all think that we're not going to do this. I don't know, probably more, but what, I'm not sure.
Are you doing anything to help the environment?
Yes, I am. I do recycling.
Do you think there's enough information out there about things you can do to help the environment?
Not really, get a few things from the council, but it's not a great deal of information.
So if you had more information, you would be prepared to do more?
Yes, if the facilities were there to do it, then yes, I would.
Lindsay Farlow is in Cornwall in southwest England.
Just up the road from where I am standing is a place where all the Earth's plants and landscapes can be seen in their full glory. It's called the Eden Project. It's an amazing idea. Follow me.
The Eden Project is a series of giant greenhouses. The greenhouses are called biomes, and they're built out of hundreds of interlocking plastic cushions. The transparent cushions are hexagon-shaped. They're lightweight, but strong enough to withstand the wildest weather.
Plants, insects, reptiles and birds from all over the world can live and thrive inside these biomes.
Lindsay met up with Steve Vine to find out what the Eden Project is all about.
The Eden Project is the living theatre of plants and people. It's a place to tell the public the story of plants. We have 3 biomes here. Behind me is the warm temperate biome, where we feature plants from California, South Africa and the Mediterranean. We also have the humid tropics biome, where we have plants from oceanic islands, Malaysia, tropical South America and Africa. And the 3rd biome is the area that we're in at the moment, the outside biome. And there we're showing a variety of plants that can grow in this temperate Cornwall climate.
And briefly, what's the aim of the Eden Project?
The aim of the project is to show people that plants are brilliant and that we need to look after them in our daily lives to ensure that we can keep what we have around us.
If you're a visitor at the Eden Project, you can see and walk through lots of different climates in a single day. A warm, humid, tropical rainforest. A hot, dry Mediterranean landscape. A thundering African waterfall.
Since it opened, the Eden Project has attracted hundreds of thousands of visitors from all over the world. A sure sign that lots of us care very much about the future of our planet.
The Eden Project, a wonderful example of how nature can be appreciated and protected at the same time. This is Lindsay Farlow.
A helping hand.
Our world is a big place. Wherever we go, we meet people with different faces, different skin colours and from different cultures. But we all love the same things: our families, our friends, the natural world around us. Sometimes when things go wrong, we need a helping hand from others. Lindsay Farlow reports from one of Britain's most important charities.
I'm here in London at the offices of the charity BBC Children in Need to find out all about the organisation and how this teddy bear helps children in need.
Lindsay asked Martina Milburn, the organisation's director, to tell her all about Children in Need.
BBC Children in Need is a charity and we help children in the UK. We help children under the age of 18, from 0 until 18, who are disadvantaged in some way. It could be through poverty, it could be through disability, they may have a terminal illness, they may have been sleeping on the streets, a whole range of issues affecting children.
So how does BBC Children in Need raise money?
We have a big television appeal on BBC One, which is 7 hours of live television, so all kinds of things go wrong, but it's great fun. And through that, stars give us their time for free. We don't pay any money for the celebrities. It's a night of fun, but it's a focus for people in the UK to send in their money.
So who exactly is the yellow teddy bear that's everywhere in the office?
Pudsey Bear is our mascot, and Pudsey Bear has a bad eye. So he has an eye patch, and he's a symbol of childhood, being a teddy bear. He's a symbol of children in need because of the eye patch, and he's something that people all around the UK recognise instantly. So when they see him, they think BBC Children in Need.
And what happens to the money people raise?
Every penny that people raise goes to the children. We run the charity on the interest we get from the money each year. We raise about 20 million every year, roughly, which is absolutely fantastic.
Each year, BBC Children in Need raises millions of pounds to help improve the quality of life of poor and disadvantaged children throughout the whole of the UK. It's amazing.
So let's find out what you remember about BBC Children in Need. BBC Children in Need mainly helps children with disabilities. True or false? False. Children in Need help all children with all sorts of problems. BBC Children in Need pays celebrities to appear on their show. False. Celebrities appear for free. BBC Children in Need pays their staff from the interest on the funds raised. True. The interest pays the staff of BBC Children in Need.
Hello, you must be Tim Lee.
That's right, I am.
I see you want to become a volunteer at the Children in Need project.
Yes, I do.
So, how did you hear about the Children in Need volunteer programme, Tim?
I saw an advert in the local newspaper.
I see. So when would you be able to start?
Anytime after the beginning of September.
Great. Would you fill in this form, please? And we can sign you up for working with us.
Of course.
Nowadays, you can take the train from Britain to France. So Lindsay Farlow has taken herself off to a city that's famous for its history and architecture. Paris.
Paris is the capital of France and it's one of the world's most romantic cities. For centuries, painters and artists have lived and worked in Paris. Perhaps that's why it's such a great place for a walkabout and the chance to relax and enjoy yourself. So, if you're in Paris for a few days, what can you see and do? Here's some of the sights. Wherever you look, on every corner, there's a famous building. The Louvre Museum. Inside, you can see more than 30,000 works of art. The Eiffel Tower. 1,700 steps to the top. But most visitors take the elevator. The Arc de Triomphe. Right next to the Arc de Triomphe is a famous wide avenue full of elegant shops. If you've got plenty of money, it's the place to go shopping. And if you still want to shop when it's dark, no problem. At night, Paris really comes to life. The shops stay open late, and there are cafes, clubs and restaurants on almost every corner. But if you haven't got any money in your pocket, don't worry. You can still have a great evening walking through the streets and admiring the beautiful window displays. This is my favourite way to end a day of sightseeing. A nice cup of coffee, just watching the world go by. Paris, a great holiday destination.
It's a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
Where is your favourite holiday place?
It's a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
Where is your favourite holiday place?
I like to go to the west coast of Florida.
And what do you like about Florida?
You get the sunset across the sea, the white shell-covered beaches and the palm trees, and it's warm.
Where is your favourite holiday place?
Hong Kong. We went to Hong Kong, Singapore and Bali on our wedding anniversary.
And why did you like Hong Kong so much?
Well, it was different. We'd never been anywhere like that before, and it was an anniversary, so it was something special.
Where is your favourite holiday place?
Canada.
Why do you like Canada?
I like the people and I like the place. And it's cheap. That's very cheap compared to this country.
So where is your favourite holiday place? Obviously not here.
how to book a hotel room.
Dublin Hilton, how may I help you?
Oh, hello. I'd like to book a room, please.
No problem. Single, twin or double?
A single room, please.
Certainly. And when will you need the room? And for how long?
I'll be staying in Dublin on the 22nd and I'll be staying for 3 nights.
That's fine. Can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Mike Giles.
Thanks very much, Mr. Giles. We look forward to having you at the Dublin Hilton.
Thank you. Bye.
OK, your plans change and you need to cancel the booking. What do you do?
Dublin Hilton, how may I help you?
Hello, my name is Mike Giles. I booked a single room for 3 nights on the 22nd.
Yes, Mr. Giles. I found your booking. Can I help?
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to cancel.
Oh, that's a shame. Thanks for letting us know. We hope to see you some other time.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Listen please to Auntie Janet's fascinating facts.
Do you know that people who live and work in the cities normally inhale toxins and pollutants which are equal to a packet of cigarettes every day? Do you know that the bristlecone pine is the world's longest living tree and some are more than 4,000 years old?
Module 3. Moments in life.
Fill up your basket with some super shopping.
In Britain, you can shop for your groceries at your local shops. You can go to the butchers for meat, the greengrocers for fruit and vegetables, and the newsagents for magazines and newspapers. Or you can go to a big supermarket and buy absolutely everything under one roof. So join me as I go supermarket shopping. Now, supermarkets have different sections where you can get different kinds of foods. I'm in the fruit and vegetables section, so what can you find here? Mushrooms, broccoli, cucumber, kiwi fruit, aubergines, garlic, and finally, courgettes. On to the pulses section. Lentils, beans, and chickpeas. But what you really need are some herbs and spices to add some real flavour. Salt, pepper, basil, parsley. And don't even think of leaving until you've bought some delicious desserts. Cheesecake, apple tart, chocolate mousse, and of course, fruit jelly. Just one little thing before I complete my supermarket shopping. Yes, you've guessed, you've actually got to pay for what you put in your trolley. And to do that, we go to one of the tills. At a supermarket till, you can pay cash, write a cheque, or even use a credit card. Painful, isn't it?
Quiz time. Let's see how many things you remember. Cucumber. Kiwi fruit. Garlic. Courgettes. Chickpeas. Apple tart. Chocolate mousse.
Eating out. How do you make a reservation when you want to go for dinner at a restaurant?
Columbia Restaurant. How can I help you?
Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 for Friday night, please.
Friday night? Please hold while I check my reservations. Was that a table for 4?
For 2.
You're in luck. We have a table for 2 at 8:30.
8:30 is perfect.
And what was your name?
Neil Norman.
Is that Norman?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Mr. Norman, we'll be expecting you at 8:30 on Friday night.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
So what happened when Neil and his sister Dion went for dinner?
Hello?
Are you ready to order?
Yes, we are. We'd like to start with the lentil soup, please.
Sure. And what would you like for your main course?
I'd like the roast chicken, please.
And I'll have the grilled swordfish.
Excellent choices. And would you like anything to drink?
Yes, I'd like a glass of iced tea, please.
No, I'll have a glass of mineral water.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. So work was nice and...
But when Neil got his food, he wasn't too pleased.
Really good. How's your fish?
I think it's a little bit too salty. Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, you can. I can't eat this fish. It's a little too salty. Could you change it for me, please?
Certainly, sir. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Chicken's okay then.
Yeah, it's good. The rice?
Well, I hope you don't have to complain next time you go to a restaurant. Festive food.
In the U.S., there are certain times in the year when people make special food to celebrate special occasions. Let's take a look at some of the USA's special celebration food. Every year on your birthday, you have a special cake. It's called a birthday cake and has candles on the top. On Independence Day in July, people have barbecues in their yards and celebrate with fireworks. On Thanksgiving Day in November, people cook turkey and make pumpkin pie.
It's Bob again. Looking for company.
Hello, Mark. Are you busy tonight?
Hello, Bob. No, I'm not busy tonight. Why?
Because there's that new horror film on at the Odeon. Do you fancy coming to see it?
Horror films? No. I hate horror films.
Bob's on the telephone.
Hello? Hi, John. How you doing? It's Bob here.
Oh, hi, Bob.
Listen, John, are you busy tonight?
No, why?
Got anything in mind?
There's that new horror film on at the Odeon. Would you like to go?
Horror film? What are you, 11 years old?
Hello? Hello? Is that Simon?
Yes, Simon speaking.
Simon, it's Bob.
Oh, hi, Bob. Long time no hear.
Yeah, I've been busy. Listen, are you busy tonight?
No, not at all. Why?
Well, there's that new horror film on at the Odeon. Do you fancy going?
Maybe some other time, Bob. You know, I can't stand horror films. Sorry.
So, Bob will have to go and see the film all by himself.
And now we go live to Neil Norman.
Hi there, it's Neil again, and I have some questions to ask. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10? And what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10? What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
I can stay out later with my friends.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I can't go on the rides as long at the fairs.
That's not much fun, is it? Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Travel without my father watching me all the time.
And what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I can't play the clarinet anymore.
That's so good.
I know, I'm really sad about that.
Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Well, right now, you're allowed to go on an airplane by yourself. You don't have to sign up with the airplane. And when you're 10, you had to get a guardian to go with you, and you weren't allowed to go by yourself.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
Well, when I was 10, I could wear like whatever I want. I could dress up, fancy clothes like with feathers. And now I'm just kind of conservative, and I can't do that anymore.
No more fun, huh? Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
I'm more advanced in playing the violin and the piano.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
I used to do gymnastics and dance, but I don't do that anymore.
Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
Well, I can drive now.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
Well, I can't really fit in small spaces anymore.
That's a good one. Thank you very much. What can you do now that you couldn't do when you were 10?
What can I do now that I couldn't do when I was 10? Actually, I recently opened a bank account. I couldn't do that when I was 10.
Okay, and what can't you do now that you could do when you were 10?
What can I do now that I couldn't do when I was 10? Well, I used to get away with a lot of stuff when I was younger, but now I've got to be more responsible.
The good old days. Thank you very much.
Time for Auntie Janet's fascinating facts.
Do you know that the British actor Marcel Steiner once performed Shakespeare's The Tempest in the car park of the Royal Shakespeare Theatre in Stratford-upon-Avon? Now that's one parking ticket I wouldn't mind getting. Do you know that in 1981 two Edinburgh actors performed a play in the back of a car? The maximum audience for each performance was 2. I wonder why they didn't use the trunk.
Module 4. Feel good.
Let's make a shepherd's pie. I'm in the mood for some traditional English food.
That's a good idea. Do we need to go shopping?
Well, let's see. We need some potatoes. How many have we got?
We've got 3 or 4 potatoes.
That's plenty. And we need some mince too.
We've got 2 kilos in the fridge.
Okay, that's great. And we also need some onions. How many have we got?
Very few, I'm afraid. How many do we need?
Only one if it's a large one.
Oh, that's alright then. What else?
Well, we need some butter. How much of that have we got?
Only a little bit, actually.
Well, that doesn't matter. We only need a little bit anyway. And we need a tin of tomatoes.
That's alright, we've got those.
Great, we've got everything. Let's get cooking.
What's the best meal you've ever eaten? Here's Luke Palmer's Street Survey.
What's the best meal you've ever eaten?
That was on my 49th birthday last year.
And what was so special about it?
My wife cooked it specially for me, and it was a beef Wellington, which is my favourite meal.
What's the best meal you've ever eaten?
In an Italian restaurant in Australia. I had a steak there, and they also do the traditional pizzas, you know, on an open wood fire sort of style. That was nice.
And what was so nice about the restaurant?
The atmosphere. They made you feel welcome, friendly, you know.
What's the best meal you've ever eaten?
It was 2 days ago. My mum made a nice homemade prawn curry.
And what was so nice about it?
It was really hot and spicy, and it had loads of prawns in it.
Characters.
What type of person are you?
I'm hardworking and reliable, but I'm also adventurous. I love to travel, but I can never make up my mind where I want to go or what I want to do. Let's find out what other people are like.
Different people like different things. What type of person are you? Are you adventurous and daring? Then why not try rock climbing? You will love the sense of achievement that you feel when you've reached the top. If you are sensitive and creative, perhaps you should play a musical instrument. Playing a musical instrument will make the perfect hobby for you. Are you graceful and energetic? Well, try ice skating. Do you like working with your hands? Why not try carpentry? Do you like boats and the water? Well, try rowing as a hobby.
Or maybe you'd like a mental challenge. If you're quiet and intelligent, there's nothing like a good game of chess.
What's your favorite sport? Let's take a look at some outdoor and indoor sporting activities.
Mark is a basketball player. He plays basketball. Here you can see him practicing on the basketball court. Mike is a football player. He plays football. In football, the players try to score touchdowns. Gary likes billiards. He's very skillful at guiding the balls into the pockets. Billiards is played in a billiards hall.
Let's take another look. Mark is practicing basketball on the basketball court. Mike plays football. He tries to score touchdowns. Gary likes billiards. Billiards is played in a billiards hall.
Have you heard of Norwich City Football Club? They're an English First Division club and their fans call them the Canaries. Today we're visiting the team's training centre, where young players are training to become professional footballers. Their manager told us who they are and what they do.
These boys are from the age of 16 to 19, and they have football training every day of the week as well as academic studies.
These guys are serious. They train regularly, take on other famous youth teams and have great ambition and motivation. So how does an amateur player get chosen to train as a professional?
Well, initially they're selected from their local clubs. The better players are brought into the club to have a trial, and from those trials they are selected to play for the age group teams, which are from 8 to 16. Each squad and team has around about 16 players, and after their 16th year they are then selected to come into the football club if they're lucky enough to become professional footballers.
In the training they learn patience, determination and perseverance, and discover how to work in a team. Today they're playing Wolverhampton. It's a tough, closely fought match. So does their manager think they'll win today?
Hopefully, I hope they will, but nobody knows that. As everyone says, if you could predict football, you'd win the football pools every week and I'd be a rich man.
In Britain, there are places called leisure centres where you can go to the gym, go swimming, play squash or tennis, and lots of other things. Here's how you join a leisure centre.
Hello, how can I help you?
I'd like to join the gym, please.
Certainly. Would you like to just join the gym, or would you like to join the whole facilities?
What does it cost?
It's £16 a month for the gym, but only £25 for the full membership.
What do I get if I buy a full membership?
Well, apart from the gym, you can use the swimming pool and the squash courts.
Fine, I'll take the full membership then.
Great. Now just let me take down your details. Your name, please.
Luke Palmer.
And your address?
47 Hammonds Walk, Leicester.
That's fine. How would you like to pay?
Can I pay by cheque?
Sure. Just make it out to Rainbow Leisure Centre.
Okay, great. Here you go.
Thank you. Here's your card, and welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Luke's finding out what are people's favourite sports in a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
What's your favourite sport?
Cricket.
And why do you like cricket so much?
Because it's unpredictable.
And do you prefer playing it or watching it?
Watching it because I can't play cricket.
And do you watch a local team?
No, it's not really as exciting as, say, national matches.
So you prefer watching international matches on television?
Yeah, especially England.
And are England any good?
No, they're not as good as, say, Australia or South Africa or New Zealand or Zimbabwe or Scotland.
And now, another fascinating fact from Auntie Janet.
In 1975, a huge chunk of ice fell out of the sky and smashed through a roof of a house in Bedfordshire. The family who lived there at that very moment were watching a film about the sinking of the Titanic. And in 1924, a priest from Wales broke his arm when he fell off his pulpit while he was preaching. And when he went back to work 6 weeks later, he fell off the same pulpit and broke his other arm. It's enough to give you the bad luck blues.
Module 5. Modern Living.
Most people like a little entertainment in their free time, and one of the most popular things is going out to see a show.
I'm at the Theatre Royal in Norwich, where the audience is arriving with their tickets to see an evening of song and ballet. The show starts in 10 minutes, so there's just enough time for me to ask one or two of the audience what's the best show they've ever seen. What's the best show you've ever seen?
Probably South Pacific.
And why did you like South Pacific?
Well, it was very colourful, the scenery was very good, and the music was beautiful.
What's the best show you've ever seen?
I'd probably say Miss Saigon.
And what was so good about Miss Saigon?
It was very exciting, lots of passion, lots of emotion.
What's the best show you've ever seen?
Swan Lake.
And why was Swan Lake so good?
Oh, because it was fantastic. The scenery was wonderful and the music was marvellous, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
This is a war museum. You can see old fighter planes here. This is an art gallery. Here you can look at paintings and sculptures. This is a concert hall, and this is an orchestra. They're playing classical music. The man who leads the orchestra is called the conductor. Let's have another look. Can you complete the sentences? In this art gallery, you can look at paintings and sculptures. In the War Museum, you can see old fighter planes. This is a concert hall, and this is an orchestra. The man who leads the orchestra is the conductor.
In most of Britain's big cities, there are theatres and concert halls, so you can buy tickets for plays and musicals all year round. But outside and away from those special buildings, you can often see a different kind of entertainment. And you don't have to buy a ticket. I'm talking about street performers, talented men and women who can give the streets of a big city a unique atmosphere. The most famous street entertainment area in the UK is probably Covent Garden in London. In amongst the cafes and small shops, you can nearly always find entertainers with some special skills. So who are these people? And if it's free to watch them perform, how do they make any money? Let's find out. Hi, that was great. I'm Luke. What was your name?
Merlin.
And what exactly is it that you do?
I'm a juggler fire performer.
And how long have you been a juggler for?
About 4 years now.
How long can you juggle for in one go?
About 20 minutes.
And how do you get paid?
Normally you put down a hat and people will just walk by, have a look and then give you some money. So about £30 to £50 a day.
Well, good luck. I hope it goes well for you today.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Earlier today I met a different kind of street performer. Take a look at this. He's called Zippo and he's pretending to be a statue. He's not supposed to speak while he performs, but I did manage to have a few words with him after the show.
No, I'm not a real statue. I'm a professional actor, I'm a performer, and I'm a living statue. Well, I'm playing a 11th century Norman knight at the moment. Basically, you have to stand very, very still and not move at all, and try not to blink, obviously. And when people give you money, the idea is to move in very small movements. I can keep the performance going for up to 3 hours, but I like to do it for about 20 minutes because it keeps the performance fresh and alive. You can make quite a lot of money. It obviously depends on the time of year, how people are feeling. Sometimes up to £50–60 a day.
So there you are. Outdoor entertainment you can enjoy for just a few small coins. Less than it costs to buy a cup of coffee.
Luke is arranging an evening at the theatre.
Hello, Adelphi Theatre box office, how may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to book 2 tickets for the London Philharmonic on Thursday.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid the Thursday performance is completely sold out.
Oh, what a pity. I promised my wife we'd go this week. I just have to get hold of 2 tickets.
I may be able to help you. There's been such a demand for tickets that the orchestra's agreed to give a second performance on Friday.
That's great. Can I book 2 tickets for Friday then?
Certainly. Can I have your name, please?
It's Palmer. Luke Palmer.
OK, Mr Palmer, the tickets are £30 each, so that's a total of £60.
That's fine.
How would you like to pay?
Can I pay by credit card right now?
Of course. What kind of credit card do you have?
Visa.
And can you tell me the name that appears on the card?
Luke T. Palmer.
Fine. Next, I need the 16-digit card number.
Sure. 4580 3278 1302 3796.
And the expiry date?
0504.
That's fine, Mr Palmer. You can pick your tickets up when you arrive here by quoting reference 0601.
OK, thanks very much.
Thank you for booking seats at the Adelphi Theatre. Bye.
But things don't always go to plan. Luke's wife has caught a bad cold and doesn't feel well enough to go to the concert. It's already Friday and suddenly Luke has an extra ticket.
Hi Joe, it's Luke.
Hi Luke, how's it going?
Fine. Listen, are you free tonight?
I don't know yet. What have you got in mind?
Well, I was going to go and listen to some classical music with Jude, but she can't make it because she's ill. So I've got an extra ticket. Do you fancy going?
I don't know. What's on?
The London Philharmonic.
Sounds good. I'll have to make sure I'm not working late though. Can I phone you back?
Sure, but can you let me know before 5?
I'll try.
OK, I'll talk to you then.
OK then, bye.
Some of the greatest changes in recent years have been in communications technology. We use televisions and radios to find out what's going on all over the world. Telephones can connect us instantly to friends and family, wherever they are. And computers are rapidly becoming a part of our everyday lives as more and more of us send emails and surf the internet. At one British university, Professor Kevin Warwick hit the headlines by implanting a tiny microchip into his arm. The microchip lets him control his computer.
From my implant, I can move my finger like that, and that movement affects what is on the computer screen. That's the start of the revolution. That means that in a few years' time we'll be able to do all sorts of wonderful things.
So in his mind, does Professor Warwick feel like a human robot?
Mentally, I feel much closer to the computer I don't feel as though I am separate anymore. It's not as though we're one, but it's something like as if we're Siamese twins, maybe. So, you know, I respect the computer for what it can do, but I do feel linked to it in some way.
Perhaps in the future we'll all have to find new ways of communicating with machines.
But it's not just down here on the ground that technology is making an impact. In the skies above me, hundreds of satellites orbit the Earth. 24 hours a day, these satellites transmit and receive information that we all rely on.
Satellite communications and virtual reality technology allows scientists to investigate and track stars, planets and other objects in our solar system. The same scientists can even talk to each other face to face using digital cameras and special monitor screens. Yes, a lot has changed in a very short period of time.
Step up for another fascinating fact from Auntie Janet.
Researchers in Canada have discovered that Albert Einstein's brain was 15% larger than the average human being's, and that's why he was so intelligent. Thomas Edison, the famous inventor who introduced the light bulb to the nation, was actually afraid of the dark. When steam trains were first invented, many people protested against them, saying that more insane asylum houses would have to be built to house all those people driven mad by the terrifying noise and size of those steam trains.